that Dahlia came ashore in Florida as a hurricane, a Category 3, dropped to a Cat 1, and is now a tropical storm. And you can get a good sense of how strong the wind and the rain is coming down right now. Here you have a pair of tire tracks. If you follow this along, I'm told that two cars, a truck with a hauler on it and a bobcat, hit a car and then came through. This was a brick wall here, so you may be able to see there are some broken bricks. I'm in Chopper 9 flying over what family members believe is that landfill in the Anson County town of Polkton. All right, here in downtown Charleston, you know, even though Hurricane Ian is expected to make landfall north of the Charleston area, we are still seeing the impacts here. We'll just take a look at the sea of red here behind me. This is only half of Bojangles Coliseum. North Carolina, it is one of 6 battleground states that could determine the outcome of the presidential race. Well, Genevieve, as you and I have been following every development in this case, you know that family has led the charge for answers in Alicia's disappearance. It was her cousin who first reported her missing. Turning Point Academy is the Charlotte-Mecklenburg School District's alternative school where students are assigned when they are removed from the traditional school setting. That substitute teacher told me she no longer believes it's fulfilling its mission of redirecting student behavior. Renata Horton says she was simply requiring students follow the rules.
So they already know if Horton back there, which is me, Horton ain't finna let all that stuff slide and get away. You see what I'm saying?
She says she never imagined when she started substitute teaching at CMS Alternative High School Turning Point this past December that it would lead to injuries to her head, neck, and hand.
Somebody need to get up out their bed and shut that school down. Somebody else, they're gonna let somebody sneak a gun in their necks.
Wednesday, Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools confirmed 2 students attacked her. Horton says they were 16 and 17-year-olds.
I said, you know what? You need to take off your hoodie, okay, off your head, because this policy.
They're not supposed to have hoodies on.
You don't supposed to have hoodies on.
She says a behavior modification technician, someone trained in managing student behavior, was also in the room.
The BMT jumped up in my face and said, hold up, Miss Horton. Yeah, everybody, you know, everybody, and you know, and everybody else know that she walks around with her hood on all the time.
With no warning, that's when Horton says one of the girls charged towards her. She says the other girl came from behind and pulled her to the ground.
And when she knocked me down, that's when the other one got her hands on me, and she jumped behind me and was choking me back here, pulling me on my neck and pulling out my hair. And that's when they went to start beating me.
The 57-year-old woman who recently got a knee replacement describes being punched and kicked and her hair getting pulled, all while she says the BMT associate was in the room.
I had a hard time trying to get myself up out of that position, as tall as I am, with all them kids around me like that, to try to get up and pull up on anything. Where was that man, the BMT? Where was he?
Could you see? Do you know?
Could not see him nowhere. Didn't hear him, didn't see him nowhere.
She says another BMT from another part of campus ran to her rescue and forced the girls off of her.
And then this other student that hangs out with them said, now you can pick up one of your locks that they pulled out because you just got your beat by 2 students.
Now, both of the students accused in that assault have been charged with assault and disorderly conduct. Renata Horton tells me currently there is no dedicated principal at Turning Point and that the assistant principal is in charge at the high school. That assault, of course, is under investigation. I am in touch with CMS officials about safety and security issues at Turning Point and will update you as soon as I know more. Live in the studio tonight, Jonathan Lowe, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Very emotional, bringing that substitute teacher to tears.
I spoke with one homeowner who says he paid $130,000 back in 2012 for his 1,200 square foot home. He says he's now worried a reval is going to disproportionately impact working class families trying to make ends meet. People in Cabarrus County are opening their mail and likely having a whole lot of sticker shock.
7/24 of 23. It said $153,590. Opened the mail up yesterday and I got a $296,640 value.
He's one of thousands who received revaluation notices that include a huge jump in the property's assessed value.
We all know taxes and the values go up and down, fluctuate constantly. But to do over 100% increase in that jump and that fast, it doesn't prepare people.
Counties across the state are required by law to conduct revals at least every 8 years. Cabarrus County does them every 4.
So a revaluation resets everyone's property value as one date to a particular value, and then our system, which is based on value, is equitable at that point.
I asked Cabarrus County Tax Administrator David Thrift why the increases in assessed value appear so massive.
That's reflective of what the real estate market has done over that same time frame.
But Thrift stresses this isn't a bill and that an increase in value doesn't necessarily mean a higher tax bill. They are at the very beginning of this reval process.
Commissioners and in the cities and municipalities, based on their budgeting process, will set the tax rates that are then applied to that tax value.
But property owners like Trey Adams are already anxious about what's to come.
We live in this income level because this is what we can afford, and they're gonna out-tax us.
Now, if you disagree with your assessed value, Cabarrus County tax officials are encouraging you, fill out a form for an informal appeal. You know best the real estate market of your very own neighborhood. You also know best the property changes that the county may not be aware of. Live in Concord tonight, Jonathan Lowe, Channel 9 Eyewitness News. Breaking news, a man is dead after a police-involved shooting. Tonight, we're hearing from that man's mother.
I called y'all to help my son, take him to the play. I didn't know y'all coming to kill my baby.
His family says the ordeal started with a mental health crisis. What police are saying about the incident. And mysterious loud booms in a Lancaster neighborhood. The recent lead we followed up on as we worked to figure out the source. Eyewitness News at 11 starts with a severe weather alert. All across our area, we are tracking the high potential tonight for heavy rain, strong winds, and possible down trees and power lines through the rest of the weekend. Let's get straight to meteorologist Wayne Mahar. He's in Severe Weather Center 9. And Wayne, people might prefer to stay inside tomorrow. Tonight, we spoke with Duke Energy about how they plan to respond to this round of severe weather and responding to outages. And breaking news tonight, man is dead after an officer-involved shooting outside a home in West Charlotte. And this Ring doorbell video here shows the moment police called out to the man, ordering him to drop a gun. We've frozen that video before officers shot and killed him. Channel 9's Glenn Counts heard from the man's mother, who says this all began as a mental health crisis. Just into our newsroom, in the last 10 minutes, CMPD responded to a shooting at this Bojangles location on West Trade Street near Uptown. Medic says one person was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. We are still working to learn what exactly happened here, but our photographer at the scene noticed investigators focused on a car with its windows appearing to be shot out and officers looking at Nerf toy guns. We'll update you on this situation as we learn more. CMPD is also investigating a homicide in East Charlotte. Officers say they found one person shot at the Heatherwood Trace Apartments last night. That's on Paces Glen Avenue near Albemarle Road. We're told the victim died at the scene. A second person was also shot and took themselves to the hospital. Police say their injuries are not life-threatening. We're asking CMPD about suspects and a motive in this case. An autopsy report is shedding new light on what caused actor Matthew Perry's death. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has the details.